Good morning, I'm Brother Jason, and this is the Baptist Catechism. Question 57 asks us, what is forbidden in the second commandment? The second commandment forbids the worship of God by images or any other way that draws the heart away from His glory rather than toward His glory. The use of images in the Christian faith has been a topic of discussion for many generations. There were many who had real great offense towards the icons and statues and other things used in the Catholic Church, and many of them applying this second commandment to that. There's been a huge discussion of it over the years. Even in the modern church, the use of modern arts and video screens and all of those kind of things are a really big deal, and we have images all around us. So how does that apply? How can we work through that so that we are not worshiping the images of God, but we're worshiping God Himself? We're not substituting God for an image that's not really Him. Romans chapter 1, verse 22 and 23 says, professing to be wise, they became fools, and exchanged the glory of the incorruptible God for an image of the form in the form of a corruptible man and of birds and four-footed animals and crawling creatures. In many churches, you'll see all sorts of artwork, even in the stained glass windows in a lot of churches, that there's a lot of artwork depicting Bible stories. Depending on your view of the arts, some people will look at this and go, well, that could be, a violation of the second commandment. But what God's referring to here through Paul as he wrote Romans 1 is that there were people who were actually exchanging the image of the incorruptible God, which, no man has seen, and worshiping the form of creation in its place. There are many people who worship creation and call it Mother Earth or what Gaia or whatever. So people were worshiping statues, idols fashioned in the form of a man or a bird or an animal or crawling creatures, and they were worshiping these gods. God didn't want that. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 15 says, so watch yourself carefully, since you did not see any form on the day the Lord spoke to you at Horeb from the midst of the fire, so that you do not act corruptly and make a graven image for yourself in the form of any figure, the likeness of a male or female, the likeness of any animal that's on the earth, the likeness of any winged bird that flies in the sky, the likeness of anything that creeps on the ground, or likeness of any fish that is in the water below the earth. God's saying, don't even worship any of those things. Don't make an image of me, God, in the form of anything that I created. Not even the stars in heaven. You're not supposed to worship any of that. You didn't see any form. So don't make a physical form to be the replacement for God or an earthly uh, object of worship that we can look towards, something physical. Everybody wants something physical to look at, but they didn't see who God was when He spoke to them on Mount Sinai. They didn't see that, and so God says, "Don't make an image. Don't act corruptly in this." Colossians chapter 2, verse 18: "Let no one keep defrauding you of your prize by delighting in self-abasement and the worship of the angels, taking a stand on visions he has seen, inflated without cause by his fleshly mind." Let's see, it wasn't just the children of Israel in the wilderness who were wrestling with this. Many in the early church struggled with, look, they were going after some sort of a physical image that they could have. Many people worshiping angels or demons. They're taking stands on visions that they've seen. You see a lot of that today, even on the internet. A lot of people are saying, I got this vision from the Lord, whatever. Don't let anyone defraud you. That's not God. Don't worship God that way. That's not how God wanted to be worshiped. The question, what is forbidden in the second commandment? The answer, the second commandment forbids the worshiping of God by images or any other way that draws the heart away from His glory rather than toward His glory.